everybody, it's Kris at Oak Street Garden Shop. Let's talk plants. Today I'm going to show you 3 different ways to fill this bowl. We're going to have a full sun planting, we're going to have a planting that gets mostly sun that needs at least 6 hours, and we're going to have a planting with more filtered sun or shade. And I'm going to show you some of the plants that are options for those 3 types of plantings. All right, our first option is plants for full sun. A lot of the times people consider succulents for this. I've got some things here that I've used. The first is actually a type of ficus, and I've gradually acclimated this ficus to more sun. It's a rubber plant. If you took this plant from a shady greenhouse and popped it right into full sun, you're going to burn these leaves, so you do need to be careful of that. The rest of the plants in this planting, though, are plants like succulents here, the purslane, which is the pink bloom that is going to trail, the pink cryptanthus, which is a fabulous plant for extra color. I always like to look at foliage for color and things like this, and shapes of the leaves, textures. And then there's a pretty portulacaria in this section right here, which also will trail over. There are some succulents toward the back. There's also a tradescantia, which is spilling out on this side. In these examples, I'm just going to have the plants in this bowl because I'm going to switch things out. So we've got other things here too. I have a peperomia called Hope, which is a wonderful succulent. Another tradescantia, another couple tradescantias right here. And also this little guy, which is a little Hoya. You see how wonderful that little leaf is. Well, all of these take full sun. This is a really good option for someone who may travel a lot. Someone who possibly has a lake house where you're only there on the weekend. You don't want to be watering this container every single day. It's really, really good for those people who just maybe don't have a lot of time. So that's our first option. Next, we're going to go on to a planting with a little bit less sun, but still considered sun. So we'll do that next. All right, we're back. Now we have got our plants for, and right here, sun, or at least 6 hours. So, got a couple different options. A lot of people love white and green. So I've put together kind of a container here with options for white and green. These come all different colors. This is Angelonia. This is an upright Angelonia. That and this Dusty Miller, which is called Cirrus, are going to give us some height in the middle of the planter. You always want something that's going to give you height in here. And I even put in, and this would be great for actually a little bit deeper planter, this Cleome or spider flower. It comes up tall as well. This is a workhorse of a plant. This is a euphorbia. There are a lot of different euphorbias out there now. This one's called euphoric white, and it is a filler plant. This one, the little white flowers that you see there, cover this plant, and it's full. It gives you fullness in the center. And then we've got some things that will actually kind of trail out over the edge. There's a little narrow leaf zinnia here, a little white zinnia, which is full and then it spills. There's a Bidens, which when it gets really hot, the Bidens is probably going to give it up a little bit, but that's okay because we're going to have these little zinnias all along the edge. You always want, when you know that you've got something that maybe won't take you all the way through the hot part of our summer, because our summers are brutal, you want to add something with it that will carry on when that first plant starts to give out. Another good one for that is Mexican heather. And this is a white Mexican heather. It also comes in purple. So it's very versatile, loves the heat. It is a tough as nails plant. So that's our white and green combination. You could go more with pinks. We've got a pink calliope geranium. And calliope, the series of geranium, tends to go through our heat much better than some of the other geraniums. So I really like this one. And that bloom is just beautiful. We've got a Million Bells Calibrachoa that would spill over the edge of the container. And one of my favorite plants, and you don't find it everywhere, this is an ornamental oregano. It's actually in the oregano family, so it has a great scent to it. But it also, and here if you can get in on that, it has a pink bloom. It's just a really, really pretty plant, and it just trails. Because you know how oregano spreads? This one does too. So in this planter, we've got the geranium, which will be upright, the Million Bells, which will spread, the ornamental oregano, which will fill in and spread, and then I've got a gomphrena, another one of my favorite plants. And this plant doesn't look like anything in this pot, but it is so pretty when it's blooming, and it is so tough that people that I have to talk into buying it, they come back the next year and they're like, what's that plant with the little balls? I'm like, oh, I got you hooked. It's gomphrena. Gomphrena comes in this purple color. It comes in a pink. It comes white. There's an orange, lot of different colors for gomphrena, and it is a great plant. So that's another option. And you could, in this planter, also do a filler of Mexican heather. The euphorbia would be beautiful with that. I would love to see a bigger leaf in there. Something like a caladium that handles sun would be really pretty in this as well. And then if you like stronger colors, we've got the dragon wing, or the big leaf, excuse me, big leaf begonia, the red with the dark leaf. There's a sorrel here which picks up that color in the veining of the leaf. And then I am going to put in a little yellow petunia in here, but when this goes, we will have the zinnia that will carry on. So you see, we combine things that, you know, when this one starts to kind of fade out, you cut it back, your zinnias will be hanging in and doing. The profusion zinnia right here, which I'm going to talk about in a different video, is a really good one for fullness in the center, and then the narrow leaf zinnia will spill over the edge. So those are some options for your sun planting where you get at least half a day of sun. You need that much for these to bloom well. And next we're going to go on to the shade planting. Okay, we are back for all of you people who have nothing but shade or filtered sun, and you're like, I can never have any color because all I got is shade. Well, yes, you can. We got color in the shade right here, baby. We got caladiums. We have a cool new little hosta. This is a new one that I have not had before. It's called party streamers. Who doesn't want party streamers in their pot, right? So, some other plants that'll take more shade or filtered sun. What do we got here? Coleus is a great one. And this I could have even put in that planter that gets more sun. I love using Coleus in sun planters too, but it's very versatile. It does shade, it does filtered sun. This will come up and get tall with the fern here, the southern wood fern. Both of those get tall, the caladium will be full, these leaves will get larger. With that pink center, that's going to give you color. Don't always think just about blooms for color. Leaves give you color too, and I'm a big proponent of them. The carex spilling out over the edge of that pot. Look at how beautiful that is. That will lighten up a shady spot. Another plant that people tend to overlook a little bit is this Terenia. And I pulled the yellow because it's a little different. It also comes in blue, a purpley blue, a white, and a pink. But the yellow I think is really pretty in this combination. Here's a sun patience. This sun patience will fill this pot up. It'll be a great filler for your container. This one, it also comes in white and purple and pink and orange and red. Whatever color you want, we got it. And then finally, don't overlook little ground covers. This is a perennial ajuga. And this particular one is a series, a feathered series. There's this one's called Feathered Friends Cordial Canary. And it is a limey green ground cover with little blue blooms late in the spring. This will be done blooming. You're gonna cut that off, but then you're gonna have those little tiny leaves. At the end of the season, you can put this in the ground. It's a perennial. And in fact, we've got that perennial, that's a perennial, and the hosta's a perennial. So you can carry all of those into the ground, or you can leave them in the container to be the basis of another planting. So that's it. We've got lots of great plants for sun. If you just have like no time and no time at all, and you just want something planted at Lake House, you know, you're out of town a lot, we got that. We got one for sun, lots of plants for sun, and then we've got things for shade. So come see us. We got the plants. We're here from 9 to 5:30, Monday through Saturday.